From capital to every street, we bring the voices that you need. Policy power, what's going down? GovCast talking about your town. Tune in, stay smart, don't miss a beat. GovCast makes it all complete.
Hello. My name is Adam Boll and this is the GovCast. Today we have the three wise men at our table. Three people from LSPD. I'm gonna introduce you to them later. As I think you already know, I want to know more about the organizations in the city, so that's what we're gonna do today as well. We're gonna get to know LSPD and what they are doing, and I think it's time to just sit down, relax, and enjoy. Here is the GovCast.
Ladies and gentlemen, in today's episode of GovCast.
And we've been together ever since.
Oh, that sounds romantic.
Success isn't owned, it's rented, and the rent is due every single day.
And health insurance you will get at the hospital, and the gun license at government.
I'm gonna have to go with how high.
How I?
And if you know me, you'd understand.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the GovCast. Today we have three wonderful people from LSPD, Los Santos Police Department. We have the Chief of Police, Mr. Owen Nuts. We have the Deputy Chief of Police, Kenny Be Good, and the Chief of Staff, Cryptic Armani. Welcome, everyone. So first of all, I wanna maybe start with Owen. If you can ask me, if you can tell me or the people that doesn't know you who you are and what you have done before, maybe.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Owen Nuts. I've pretty much my entire career been working in LSPD, SAHP, and FIB. Most recently, I've spent a lot of time in LSPD, working my way up, working through all different types of departments, and very recently decided I want to try and climb the ladder up to Chief of Police, and it's led me to where I am today as Chief of Police. It's my first ever term, but so far I like to think it's going pretty well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, when I first flew into City, my first organisation that I joined was the National Guard. I was there for about 3 terms, I believe, while I was getting to grips and understanding, making new friends in the city. Then I moved over to SAHP, and in SAHP was where I first met Canny and also my good friend, both actually, Cryptic and Canny, both my good friends. Had a fantastic time in SHP, branched out to LSPD, moving on to FIB. Pretty much been around absolutely everywhere. It's been a great time.
I guess you've done it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Much.
Yeah, I've actually done mostly everything except NG, but maybe someday, I guess. Can it be good as well? I didn't know you before. I don't know if everyone else does, but if there is someone that doesn't know you, please tell me who you are and what you have done before.
My name's Kenny Be Good. I'm a newly instated deputy chief, as Owen said. I've worked in SAHP, FIB. LSPD. Not really much to say about Canny, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, there no need to be like a bigger explanation. I just want to know basically what you have done and who you are, and I guess you explained it. So that's all good. And we have the Chief of the Staff here, Cryptic Armani. Who are you and what have you done before?
Well, guys, I'm Cryptic Armani. I've been around in the city for a little while now. I've done pretty much everything apart from EMS and Life Invader. So I've done all the legal orgs, I've done NG, I've been a lawyer, a little bit of time there. I've not progressed too much there. Eventually, I would like to take my career over to being a lawyer, progress a bit more there, understand the laws a bit clearer than I currently do, because that's always handy. I've spent a lot of time in legal orgs. Firstly, I began in LSPD a long, long time ago, and I spent some time under a very good leader, Sergio Cause, he was known as back then. I did 2 terms over there as traffic enforcement because that's my love in this city. I love keeping the city clear of illegal parking and nuisance drivers, shall we say. So I worked my way up to chief of staff all the way back then, and since then I've bounced around the legal orgs a little bit. I've got good experience in all the legal orgs now, serving military member, or sorry, retired serving military member also. Yeah, that's me. I love my legal orgs. I love to keep the city clean of illegal parkers and nuisance drivers that might cause harm to anyone. Yeah, like I say, that's my passion really.
Yeah, do a different to the city or to the people in the city as well, I guess. So
Hello,
it's nice.
hola.
Okay, so my first really question is also for the people that doesn't know what is LSPD. What are you guys actually doing? Like, what's the difference between you guys and other organizations in the city?
I'd say the biggest difference is we are the heart of the city. We're where most of what's happening in the city is usually happening. So we're usually first on scene to a lot of the initial crime that's happening in the city. Also, a big difference between us and most of the other orgs is we also keep the hot spots of the city centre clear of illegal parking, traffic violations, all that kind of thing. We do everything at the same time, but we focus a lot more on the traffic side of things and being first responders to a lot of the crime that takes place close to the heart of the city.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a lot of cars in city because it's pretty populated, right? And the cars are parking all over the city, and I guess you guys are also doing a lot of the towing in the city, or you guys are basically the only one that do it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
So why did you guys, if you can remember the first time you joined LSPD, why did you choose LSPD?
For myself, basically, like I said, I spent 3 terms in the National Guard to start with. After that, I moved over to SAHP, and whilst I was in SAHP, I spent about 4 terms, roughly, I think, something like that. And I just fancied a bit of change because being out all the way up in Pluto Bay, whilst it's a very nice place to be, I just started kind of wanting a bit of a change, so I thought the best way to do it would be to come into a city. And like Crypto was saying before, LSPD is the heart of the city, is where it's kind of the first response throughout the city to a lot of people. So that's kind of the main reason why I moved over. I just fancied to change, that kind of opportunity to kind of come and meet new people. Because for me, I love going to like different organizations and meeting loads of new people. It's part of the reason why I love being chief of police so far. But yeah.
Yeah, I 100% understand what you mean there. And for also a person that looks into maybe joining you guys and have no clue what you're doing, how does a typical shift look like for you in the city?
It's very different day by day. Um, sometimes you might go on duty and spend the entire shift chasing down criminals, arresting wanted criminals, keeping the city safe in that regard. And other times, like you said before, Adam, you might go around and be like towing vehicles and
Yeah.
cleaning up the city in that regard. But I think no shift ever looks the exact same. It's always very action packed, and there's always a lot of stuff going on. There's pretty much very little time where you get to just kind of sit and have a bit of downtime. We're always running around and trying to sort something out. But yeah.
Yeah. And if we can go a little bit, how should I say, closer into this question, what kind of situations, what you do more than just towing?
It's that's a great question. It can be very very diverse. So it could be something as small as an ATM robbery. We have to respond and make sure that people aren't stealing money out of the ATMs and damaging businesses around the city. But it could also be something like one of the pesky gangs are trying to raid a store or steal from a store, and we have to respond very as well to make sure that people are being safe, and that we are making sure that they can't do those sort of illegal actions. On top of that, every single night we have the subs event where we all attend. SCHB, all the legal organisations, but genuinely, there's an absolute ton of different scenarios that we have to attend to every single day. But
It's
yeah,
like everything from what I guessing now. You have house robberies. There are bank robberies. I guess
yeah, there's tons of stuff,
it's a lot
and,
of
and
stuff.
also because of our role in city and how we're so integrated into kind of the heart of the city, we help other organisations with their missions as well. So whether it's coming and helping you guys out with your encashment, whether it's going and helping FIB with their special raids like the black market raid,
Mm.
we always help out in that regard as
Yeah.
well.
We also like with that diverse, we deal with situations where we also have to like assess people's mental capacity and get EMS involved and get them to come and give them a mental health assessment, because we've had people that we had to talk down off roofs and bridges and stuff like this. Like it varies so much. It's not just crime, it's not just events. There's also the duty of care to the citizens that we have that comes into play being the heart of the city.
That's a really good input as well, of course. We also was talking about it's a lot of stuff going on inside of LSPD. It's a lot of events. It's stuff happening every day, different stuff every day. But if you can remember one of your craziest situations you have been in while on duty, is there any specific one if you have?
There's a crazy situation that I was told the story of. I wasn't there myself, but when the government building was taken over by terrorists, leading to the gangs actually being classified as terrorists with a an executive order being put out about it. I wasn't a witness to it, but like the way it shaped the city for the next few months, that was one of the craziest situations I'd have to say that I was told about in this city.
I was there when it happened, to be honest. So yeah, it was it was a hard moment.
Yeah, I can imagine it was scary.
Yeah. And if we don't just talk about the situation, but if you have any memorable like arrest or interactions with any of maybe citizens in the town, in the
I,
city.
th- I think for me it was basically we was doing a crackdown on illegal prostitution.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously I was sent undercover to play the person to engage with these prostitutes, not in that sort of way, but to have a discussion with them, to the point where I was dragged down a side alley and beaten senseless, where I was in hospital for a good 7 days.
Oh.
Um, where my good friend and officer Owen Nuts came to my rescue and carried me to safety. So
Mm.
really, I do owe Owen my life, really,
Yeah.
and we've
Okay.
been together ever since.
Oh, that sounds romantic.
It is. It is.
Yeah, it seems like you guys have been in pretty rough situations over the terms. What is the hardest part of being an LSPD officer, basically?
I'd say probably trying to cut down on any corruption within LSPD.
Yeah.
That's the hardest one. There's some that slip through the net, but by the end of it, we catch them and we get them sorted, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Because unfortunately, whilst we hire the best people, the gangs have a everlasting effect on the city where, occasionally they do manage to get through to an officer or two in terms of offering them lots of money for information, offering them money to help them get hostages and stuff like that. And it can be quite. I think that in itself can be quite mentally challenging, seeing someone completely turn on you and go against the organization that you and deep down you know that they're a really good person, but that they've been got to by the wrong group of people. I think that can be pretty challenging.
Yeah, of course. How is the teamwork within LSPD? Like, how do you work to make it better?
I think the best way is genuinely just having a absolute great team around you. So, for example, Canny and Cryptic, who are here with us, they they are both like some of my longest serving friends in City, um, and because of that, they're the sort of people who I want around me in high command positions because I know that no matter what happens, they wouldn't get tempted by the sort of corruption life of taking money for the wrong reasons. You know, they're sort of people who would never do that and have the right morals. And I think that's really important to making sure that the team is working in terms of hiring as people with the right morals, so that doesn't happen very often. And I like to think, thankfully, it's not happened a great deal, but nonetheless, you know, one or two people they might get through to, and that can be pretty tricky when it does happen.
Yeah, we were also talking about working closely. You were working closely with each other for a longer amount of time, but is
Yeah.
there any of the other organizations that you're also working closely with or closer with than others?
I like to think that we work closely with pretty much all the organizations. However, inevitably, I would probably say that we work closest with FIB over any of the other organizations. And the sole reason for that is, you know, FIB kind of bring us all together in a way of when they're doing things like a black market raid or a gang raid or something like that, that we're all we all kind of group up there at FIB. So I think naturally we kind of have that closer relationship to the FIB, and we have very similar mannerisms to a certain degree. Like we have a very similar amount of people that are always on duty. We have very similar high commands, and yeah, it's
Yeah, I get it. And the funny thing is that all the people that I have interviewed so far, they said the
yeah,
same about about that question. They
yeah. I
work
think
similar, like the same amount with everyone, but if they need to choose
yeah.
someone, basically it is FIB because they have like the whole city as a jurisdiction as well. So, and they have.
Yeah, what's worth mentioning as well is in the LSPD, I'm going to tell you a bit of a background here, special news for you. But we have undercover departments, so there's people in the city right now who are undercover as LSPD, and likewise with FIB also have undercover, and we both share that intel between ourselves. And to my knowledge, that's not something that is available in any other organisation. Which is, again, I think that's why some of our roots are so closely knit. So, for example, yesterday, me and the director of FIB had a quick meeting where we was discussing kind of sharing our information that we've gathered through undercover.
Yeah. And I guess it's how long have your term been going now?
So we are just about to be completing our third week.
Third week.
Um, yeah.
But let's say this then. If there is anyone that really have been thinking about joining LSPD, what advice would you guys give someone who want to join?
Pretty much be honest about your past. Just come and talk to us. We're happy to answer any
Also,
questions that they've got. If they need any help with training, we're happy to help them do that. Pretty much they can ask us anything really.
Yeah.
Like we do say, success isn't owned, it's rented, and the rent is due every single day.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you have anything to say there, Mr. Armani?
Yeah, I was just going to say also, coming into our org with an open mind is also a great idea because there's a lot of training at the beginning that some people can get demotivated by.
Yeah.
And if they make a mistake and they fail this training, then that can amplify the demotivation that they'll face. And stuff like this can lead to people just deciding to leave before they've completed the training and not fully experiencing the environment and the teamwork that LSPD has. And that's something that LSPD needs to always be working on as well. Like future leaders, current leaders, everyone, they need to focus as hard as they can on the training of their cadets and probation officers. Because without that training, you're just going to have too many officers not being trained, they're demotivated, they leave, they never get to experience how good they could succeed in the org. And if we just focus on that as the main priority all the time, then those officers are going to get promoted. They're going to step up the work they're doing, they're going to put in more effort, and the whole org's going to succeed from it.
Yeah. And I mean, what skills are important to be a good officer?
Good communication is 100% the first and main skill that's going to come into play. Like, your good communication is the best skill that you can bring to LSPD. Good teamwork is also another good skill. Being able to follow a directive, take take criticism without letting it upset you or affect how you work. Because without criticism, how can we improve if nobody tells us?
100%.
There's loads of skills that can come in handy, but those I'd say are like the priority that you'd need.
Yeah. And if we continue in this with this, like let's say new recruits, what are the mistakes that they usually do, the new recruits?
Well, it's just simple stuff like, for instance, they could make a mistake in the way they say the Miranda rights. Unfortunately, for like everybody, that would be a fail because in a situation of an arrest, if they call for a lawyer, which they have every right to do, the Miranda rights are one of the biggest parts of the arrest that we need to make sure we are succeeding with every single time, because that, like I said, that is the hugest failure in an arrest that you can make. So stuff like failing to read the Miranda rights clearly or enough times, making sure they understand why they're under arrest or detained, stuff like that is the main thing that's going to fail you. Small mistakes, they're not really going to fail you. You'll more be advised on how to do it correctly next time. But if you make a mistake that's going to affect the arrest and the 1015 could possibly have the charges dropped because of an error that's been made, then yeah, that's a fail straight away.
Yeah. So I guess there is a lot of sometimes I don't know how it is for you guys now. Maybe you're full, like not recruiting at the moment. I have no clue. But when you have a lot of new people, it's a lot of training, and I understand that. And sometimes you get good people, sometimes you maybe not get the better ones, if you know what I mean. And how do you handle the people that are a bit toxic or do rule breaks?
So having a strong HRT and strong IA team combined are obviously best actions in combating that. HRT, obviously, you need your strong team to make sure the training is being kept up with in a timely manner. And then the IA obviously need to be a strong team so that if there are issues that need to be reported up the chain, IA can handle it and it can be done in a timely manner. Because again, waiting for decisions and stuff to be done and processes to be undertaken, again, it can be a demotivation when you're having to wait for something to be processed before you can get on with your job. So yeah, strong HRT, strong IA team working together closely.
Yeah, thank you. So as I said, I have been in LSPD. It was a long time ago. I tried to do this questions to help you and also to help the citizens to understand LSPD better, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, cool.
So people understand what LSPD is. So is there anything you guys think that I've missed or anything you want to say like to the public or whatever?
I think what I would say is, being in the LSPD, there's a reason why I've been in the LSPD for so much and why I ended up, trying to get to a point where I could become chief of police. And the whole reason is because it feels like essentially just a community of people. Um, it's so rewarding getting to spend time in a organization like this where you can see people grow from, being their very first organization that they join to all the way up to being like high commands and showing how good they can be. And I think you do develop a really good community feel for in the LSPD. And I think more importantly than that, it's also one of the places where you get to educate almost the most. To be fair, I'd argue the most out of any place else in the city, because it's a place where, like Crypto kind of hinted at, it's a place where you get to teach people how to arrest for the first time. It's how you teach people how to be a good public servant. And yeah, that's kind of what I would say about that.
Yeah. What is required? Maybe we already spoken about this, but I wanna take it one more time. What is required to join LSPD today?
So, in order to join the LSPD, there's not tons of requirements. The main thing is you need to be able to speak pretty good English, because obviously you have to read out the Miranda rights. You have to be 5 years old in the city as a bare minimum, and you also need to pass an interview when you first come. So the interview that you'll pass is asking you about a few scenarios, how they would play out, and essentially you're just answering a few questions. So we know that you're suitable and ready to start your LSPG journey and start learning the ways of the city.
Yeah.
Let's
So,
not forget though,
yeah, sorry.
you also need to have no hand or face tattoos because they're prohibited if you're in LSPD, and you need to make sure you got the relevant licenses before you come to us. Also, you'll need health insurance and a valid gun license to serve for the LSPD.
Yeah, absolutely.
And health insurance you will get at the hospital, and the gun license at government.
Adding on to getting your health insurance and your gun license from the relevant places, you need the health insurance to get your gun license. So you'd need to go to EMS, get your health insurance, then over to the government to get your gun license. And let's not forget also, government only operate between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Well, then we are coming to an end, actually. So my last question here today for Mr. Biggood is, if criminals could leave a Yelp review for a law enforcement, what would yours say?
Definitely going to be 5 stars.
5 stars. Yeah.
5-star service, and we can go and deliver to DOC on time.
That sounds perfect, actually. So, Mr. Owen Nuts, your final question will be, if your organization or your type of leadership had a theme song, what would it be?
Oh, I think it'd be something like the Air Team.
The what, sorry?
I think like the theme to the Air Team.
Yeah.
I think it'd be something like that. All of us rolling in. Or as an alternative to that, I think Venga Boys Boom 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 would be another good one.
I love
See us
Venga
going.
Boys.
Yeah, see us on a get up patrol going around. Boom 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 Boom. Love it.
Yeah. And because we have 3 people, I also want to have the 3 questions answered. Mr. Armani, your last question will be, if your leadership style were a movie, what would it be called?
Now, I'm gonna have to go with how high.
How I?
And if you know me, you'd understand. But 100% How High or Friday.
Friday.
One
Okay.
of those two.
Yeah, that's a good one. Guys, it's been a real pleasure to have you here. I don't know what else to say, but thank you very much for joining. And of course, you're welcome back at any time, any moment in this organization or in other organizations, whatever. But thank you very much, guys, for coming here today.
No, thank you for
Yeah,
having us. It's been
thank you
good.
very
Yeah,
much. Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you. Alrighty tighty. That was it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed today's episode with the LSPD, the Three Wise Men. And if you liked it, you know what to do. You press the like one. And also to not miss the next episode, do not forget to press the subscribe button. Um, I don't really have anything else to say, but thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys, for listening in. And I wish you all a very good Saturday and enjoy the rest of it, of course. It was everything from me today with the GovCast, and I just want to do some dancing. So why not? Let's do some dancing.
From capital to every street, we bring the voices that you need. Policy power, what's going down? GovCast talking about your town. Tune in, stay smart, don't miss a beat.